Satyambada Dharmachara Satyamev Jayate. Good evening, friends of Sandhya. I am Vipul Kumar. Welcome all of you. Today, news desk on income tax, GST and corporate laws. Under Income Tax Act, CBDT further extend various due dates for compliance under Income Tax Act. The CBDT has extended the various due dates which were extended to June 30, 2020 by the Taxation and Other Laws Relaxation of the Certain Provision Ordinance 2020. Due date for furnishing revised or belated ITR for the assessment year 2019-20, financial year 2018-19 extended to July 31st, 2020. CBDT notification dated 24th June 2020, Taxation and Other Laws. In exercise of the power conferred by subsection 1 of the section 3 of the Taxation and Other Law, relevant relaxation of the Certain Provisions Ordinance 2020, herein after refer as the ordinance, the central government hereby specified for the purpose of the said subsection 1, first, the 31st day of the December 2020 shall be the end date of the period during which the time limit specified in or prescribed or notified under the specified act falls for the completion or compliances of such action as the specified under the said subsection. And 31st day of the March 2020 shall be the end date on which the time limit for completion or compliances of the such action shall stand extended. Provided further that where the specified act is Income Tax Act and the compliance relate to first, furnishing of the return under section 139 thereof for the assessment year commencing on first day of the April 2019, the end date shall be extended to the 31st day of the July 2020. And B, first day of the April 2020, the end date shall be extended to the 31st day of the November 2020. Second, delivering of a statement of deduction of tax as source under subsection 2A of section 200 or the statement of the collection of the tax as source under subsection 3A of section 206C thereof for the month of the February and March 2020 or for the quarter ending on the 31st day of the March 2020 as the case may be. The end date shall be extended to the 15th day of the July 2020. Third, delivery of the statements of the deduction of tax at source under subsection 3 of section 200 or a statement of the collection of tax at source under the proviso to subsection 3 of section 206C thereof for the month of the February or March 2020 or for the quarter ending on the 31st day of the March 2020 as the case may be. The end date shall be extended to the 31st day of the July 2020. Fourth, furnishing the certificate under section 203 thereof in respect of the deduction of payment of the tax under section 192 of the said act for the financial year 2019-20, the end date shall be extended to the 15th day of the August 2020. Fifth, section 54 or 54 JB referred to in an item 1 of the clause I of clause C of subsection 1 of section 3 of the ordinance or clause 2 of the said clause, the end date in respect of the time limit for the completion or compliance and the end date for making said completion or compliance shall be the 29th day of the September 2020 and the 30th day of the September 2020 respectively. 6. Any provision of chapter 6A under the heading B, deduction in respect of certain payments thereof referred to in the item I of clause 1 of subsection 1 of section 3 of the ordinance, the end date to the respect of the time limit for the completion or compliance of the end date of the making the said completion or compliance shall be 30th day of the July 2020 and 31st day of the July 2020 respectively. And 7. Furnishing the report of the audit under any provisions thereof for the assessment year commencing on the first day of the April 2020. The end date shall be extended to the 31st day of the October 2020. Provided further that the extension of the dates are referred in clause B of clause 1 of first proviso shall not apply to explanation 1 to section 234A of Income Tax Act 1961 in case where the amount of a tax on the said total income are reduced by the clause 1 to 6 of subsection 1 of the said section exceeds 1 lakh rupees. Provided for also that where the specified act as the direct tax Vivad se Biswas Act 2020, the 30th day of the December 2020 shall be the end date of the period during which the time limit is specified in or prescribed or notified thereunder falls for the completion or compliance of the action, and the 31st day of the December 2020 shall be the end date on which the time limit for the completion or compliance of the such action shall stand extended. The notification shall come into force from the 30th day of the June 2020. Daily tribunal case in date of the taking possession flat to be taken as the date of the purchase to allow benefit of section 54F, where possession of the flat was within a period of 2 years from the transfer of the original asset, assessee was entitled for the benefit of section 54F. Second case, Chennai Tribunal borrowed some not utilized for construction of house to be excluded while computing deduction under section 36 subsection 1 clause 7. There are two decisions. In first decision, where borrower took plot loan but failed to construct on plot of land for residential house within 3 years, plot land was to be classified as commercial loan, and SSC Housing Financing Company had to forego deduction under section 36 subsection 1 clause 7 in respect of such plot loans classified as commercial loan. Second decision, where the employee's contribution to the provident fund was deposited late beyond due date prescribed under a relevant statute governing provident fund, but before due date for filing of the return of income as provided prescribed under section 139 subsection 1, deduction under section 36(1) 5A was to be allowed. In another case, appellate authority Punjab and Haryana, no question of law arises if genuineness of investor introducing share capital considered by the appellant authority, where question of the genuineness of the investor who introduced share capital and capacity of the person from whom loan was borrowed and genuineness of the transaction had been considered as length by first appellate authority, and revenue had failed to point out any infirmity in fact of or law, such sum could not be added as unexplained investment of the assessee under section 68. Let's cover news on GST. Key takeaway of the notification and circular issued on June 24, 2020. Central government has issued few notification and one circular under GST on June 24, 2020. Some notification give effect to the decision taken by the GST Council in its 14th meeting held on June 12, 2020, giving relief on the levy of the interest and late fee for a small taxpayer. Following are the key takeaways of the notification and circular issued on June 24, 2020. First, concessional rate of the interest for delay on the filing of the GST or 3B return till 30th September 2020 and relief from late fee for a small taxpayer, notification number 51 upon 2020, central tax dated 24th June 2020, notification number 52 upon 2020, central tax dated 24 June 2020, and circular number 141 upon 11 upon 2020, GST dated 24 June 2020. In table, there is turnover in the preceding financial year up to 5 crore for a specified estate referred below the chart. tax period for February 2020, no interest and late fee for the GSTR 3B if filed on or before 30th June 2020. For March 2020 by 3rd July 2020. For April 2020 by 6th July 2020. May 2020 by 12th September 2020. June 2020 by 23rd September 2020. July 2020 by 27th September 2020. Yes, turnover in the preceding financial year up to rupees 5 crore per specified state referred below the chart. In this case, for tax period February 2020, no interest and late fee for the GSTR 3B if filed on or before 30th June 2020 for February month. For March 2020 by 5th July 2020, for April 2020, 9th July 2020, May 2020 by 15th September 2020, by 5th for June 2020 by 25th September 2020, and for July 2020, no interest and late fee for the GSTR TV filed on or before 29th September 2020. Second, relaxation for levy of the late fee for GSTR 3B for the month of the July 2017 to January 2020 by notification number 52 upon 2020 central tax dated 24 June 2020 and circular number 141 upon 11 upon 2020 GST dated 24 June 2020. In cases where tax liability is nil, late fees have been waived off for the registered person who failed to furnish the return in GSTR 3B for the month of July 2017 to January 2020 by the due date were furnished the same between the period from 1st July 2020 to 30th September 2020. Also, in other cases, the late fee payable for a tax period has been capped at rupees 250 each in CGST and SJT, and excess shall be waived off for the registered person who failed to furnish the return in GSTR 3B for the month of July 2017 to January 2020 by the due date but furnishes the same between the period from 1st July 2020 to 30th September 2020. Relaxation for the levy of the late fee for the GSTR 1 notification number 53 upon 2020 central tax dated 24 June 2020 and circular number 141 upon 11 upon 2020 GST dated 24 June 2020. For the month of the March 2020, no late fee for the GSTR 1 if filed on before 10th July 2020. For the month of the April 2020, no late fee for GSTR 1 if filed on or before 24 July 2020. For the month of the May 2020 by 28 July 2020. For the June 2020 by 5th August 2020. For January to March 2020 by 17th July 2020. April to June 2020 by 3rd August 2020. And in another notification 54 upon 2020 dated 24 June 2020 where extension in due date of the GSTR 3B for the August 2020 for the small taxpayer turnover in the preceding financial year up to 5 crore in a specified state given below the table by the 1st October 2020 is the due date for filing GSTR 3B for the August 2020. Up to 5 crore for a specified state referred below the table is 3rd October 2020. Another notification, certain provision of the Finance Act 2020 brought to force effect with effect from June 30, 2020, notification number 49 upon 2020, central tax dated 24 June 2020 and notification number 4 upon 2020, integrated tax dated 24 June 2020. In this section 118, 125, 129, 130 and 134 of the Finance Act 2020, this amend section 2 109, 168, 172 of the GST Act 2017 and Section 25 of the IGST Act 2020 respectively has been brought into force with effect from June 30, 2020. Section 2, Clause 114, which defines Union Territory, has included Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu and Ladakh. Section 109, which earlier provided government to exclude Jammu and Kashmir from a specified bench of the appellate tribunal, is amended by the deleting the such exclusions. The amendment in Section 25 of the IGST 2017 and 172 allows removal of the difficulty order within 5 years from the commencement of GST instead of the 3 years prescribed earlier. Another notification 51/2020 central tax dated 24 June 2020 GST rate 25 for service provider register under composition scheme. The central government has notified GST rate for the service provider register under composition scheme at the rate of the 6% of the turnover of the taxable supplies of the goods and services in the state of the Union Territory by amending Rule 7 of the CGST rules. Let's cover news on the corporate law. Once at Mumbai, once penalty order by the AO was set aside, SEBI can't withhold the amount recovered pursuant to such order. Once order of the adjudicating officer imposing a penalty was set aside, SEBI can't withhold any amount which was recovered pursuant to order of the adjudicating officer. Separate refund direction needed not to be given. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching this news on the income tax, GST and corporate law. Please share news channel among professional students so that most of the professional recapitulate the whole news at in a very short time period. Thank you so much for watching this video.